Best way to start your day? Enjoy 2 McDonald's breakfast sandwiches with the 2 for $5 deal. Pick from the sausage McMuffin with egg, a bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit, or the savory sausage, egg, and cheese bagel. Prices and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal. Single item at regular price.
We are Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance, and we're here for all of life's wins. Like when you get a new car, or new boat, or new driver, or when your son moves out but your mom moves in, or you find out you're expecting again. Or when one rental property turns into 2, then 20, or you realize they're all in Tornado Alley. Life is full of life events. Make sure you have the right policy for each of life's wins.
A life event could qualify you for a discount. Call me, Willie Strader, your Missouri Farm Bureau insurance agent, and we will make sure you have the coverage you need.
Terrell Complete Auto Care in Salem can take care of all of your automotive and diesel repair needs. Terrell Complete Auto Care has these specials every week. Tuesday is Ladies' Day, and on Wednesday it's Seniors' Day, where you can get $2 off of your oil change. They also offer free delivery and pickup in the city limits. So for all of your automotive repair needs, the place to go is Terrell Complete Auto Care at 307 East Scenic Rivers Boulevard in Salem.
Good afternoon and welcome to KSMO Radio. Let's take a look at that weather forecast. Today will continue to be partly sunny to partly cloudy with a high temperature near 57. North winds going to stay around 10 miles per hour with gusts as high as 18 miles per hour. Tonight we do expect some patchy frost after 4 a.m. tomorrow morning. Otherwise, tonight will be mostly clear with a low around 35 degrees. North winds will continue about 6 miles per hour. They'll become calm during this evening. Tomorrow, areas of frost up until about 8 a.m. Tomorrow will be sunny with a high temperature near 65 degrees and calm winds that become southerly around 6 miles per hour tomorrow afternoon. Wind chill values early tomorrow morning will be as low as 36 degrees. Then tomorrow night will be mostly clear with low temperature around 44. Southerly winds on Saturday night will be 7 to 11 miles per hour with gusts as high as 25 miles per hour. Then Sunday should be sunny with high temperature near 78 degrees. Winds will be out of the south at 15 to 17 miles per hour with gusts as high as 32 miles per hour. We expect partly cloudy skies Sunday night, low around 55. Then Monday should be mostly cloudy with a high temperature near 67. We expect partly cloudy skies Monday night with low temperature around 42. Then Tuesday will be sunny with a high temperature near 64. Mostly clear skies are forecast for Tuesday night, low temperature around 38 degrees. Then Wednesday will be mostly sunny with a high temperature near 70. Now Wednesday night we do have a chance of showers in the forecast with mostly cloudy skies, low around 48. And those chances for showers are going to stay in Thursday's forecast with partly sunny skies and a high temperature near 72 degrees. And that's your noon hour weather update brought to you by all of us here at KSMO. Where it is now time for the Brownfield Commentary and Midday Livestock Report.
It looks like spring may finally be here for real in parts of the Corn Belt. Hello, everyone. I'm Cindy Young with Brownfield, and this is my 2 cents. In my neck of the woods, farmers have been farming like nobody's business. If it hasn't happened in your area yet, don't fret. It won't be long. In cow country, the pastures are greening up, and bale forks have been set aside, or soon will be. As I record this, dark clouds are moving in, and I hear the rumble of thunder in the distance. Although we could use a few more days without rain to continue with fieldwork and planting, the thirsty earth can use a drink, and those who have been farming like nobody's business can use a break. As yet another growing season kicks into gear, remember this about American agriculture. One U.S. farm feeds 166 people in this country and abroad. 25% of all farmers are beginning farmers. That means they've been in business less than 10 years, and their average age is 46. Farm and ranch families make up less than 2% of the population. The average American farm is 444 acres. About 98% of U.S. farms are operated by families, individuals, family partnerships, or family corporations. And agriculture employs over 24 million Americans. Thomas Jefferson wrote to George Washington in 1787, "Agriculture is our wisest pursuit. because it will, in the end, contribute most to real wealth, good morals, and happiness. Here's to a safe and prosperous and happy growing season. I'm Cindy Young with Brownfield. That's my 2 cents.
Farming's hard. To feed the world, farmers have to work the land, brave the elements, and fight the battle against weeds. Weeds reduce crop yield, so prices go up and everybody gets less to eat. But 50 years ago, farmers got a new tool to fight weeds, glyphosate. It kills weeds while protecting the harvest. Time and again, it has been approved by the EPA and by leading regulatory bodies around the world. It helps enable practices that reduce erosion and keep soil healthy, which is good for the earth. Farming's hard, but it's a little easier with glyphosate. Learn more at go.bayer.com/glyphosate. Paid for by Bayer.
Your Touchstone Energy Cooperative knows safety is the backbone of reliability. From the ongoing training of our line workers to classroom safety programs for our kids, our commitment to electrical safety has always been job one. So we can deliver reliable energy and peace of mind. That's why safety runs through everything we do.
We are Missouri's electric cooperatives. Learn more at membersfirst.coop today.
Hey, it's Fitz from the Country Top 40 Countdown, inviting you to see if Dylan Scott's going to stay at number 1 for 2 weeks in a row with This Town's Been Too Good to Us. Anything can happen. I'll see you this weekend for all the hits on the Country Top 40 with Fitz right here.
Have you seen Townscreen yet? It's one of the most affordable ways to get your message out in the community. With strategically placed vertical screens in numerous locations in Salem, check it out at Advanced Chiropractic, Jet Tires and Auto, Salem Bowling Center, and Terrell's Complete Auto Care, just to name a few. Find out more about how you can use Townscreen for everything local. Stop by 800 South Main or call 636-338-1199. Hometown created and maintained. Townscreen in Salem.
A light round of direct cash cattle trading. Cash hogs into the day lower. Good morning. I'm Megan Grabner with your Brownfield Livestock Market Report, brought to you by Propane. The Propane Farm Research Program offers compensation for using propane equipment. More information is available at propane.com/PFRP. There was another light round of direct cash cattle business reported Thursday. Deals in the South were marked at $204 live. That was fully steady with Wednesday's business and $4 below the prior week's weighted averages. Dress deals in the North were at $328. That is below the previous week's weighted average basis. In Nebraska, look for additional business to develop later today. At the Bloomfield Livestock Market in Iowa, steers and heifers less than 600 pounds were not well compared, but sold with a lower undertone. Steers and heifers more than 600 pounds sold higher. The USDA says demand was good both in-house and online. Supplies were heavy and included several load lots. Medium and large one feeder steers, 706 to 734 pounds, brought 292 to 312.75. Medium and large one feeder heifer, 705 to 748 pounds, brought 262 to 287.25. Box beef closed sharply lower with light demand for moderate offerings. Choice was down $3.57 at $334.29. Select closed $5.65 lower at $314.96. Estimated cattle slaughter was 114,000 head, down 7,000 on the week and down less than 10,000 on the year. Cash hogs closed lower with a fairly light negotiated run. Processors were again able to move needed numbers without having to get aggressive in their procurement efforts. The president announced a pause on tariffs for non-retaliating countries. That didn't include China, though, one of the largest purchasers of U.S. pork. That does add additional uncertainty when it comes to demand for U.S. pork on the global market. Barrows and gilts at the National Daily Direct closed 41 cents lower with a weighted average of 85.67. No comparisons at the Iowa, Minnesota, or the Western Corn Belt, but weighted averages of 86.25 and 86.16. Pork values closed lower Thursday, down $1.06 at 89.70. Ribs, loins, picnics, and bellies were all lower. And estimated hog slaughter was 488,000 head, up 9,000 on the week and up more than 5,000 on the year. At the CME, live and feeder cattle were pressured by sharply lower box beef in ongoing demand uncertainties, and lean hog futures ended the day higher on oversold signals. I'm Megan Grebner for Brownfield.
Sometimes when we're dealing with mental health challenges, it might seem like we can handle them on our own at first. But let's face it, waiting until they spiral into a crisis, it's only going to add layers to the struggle. You don't have to face it alone. When you're unsure of who to go to or where to turn, just remember, 988 is there for you. Don't hesitate to seek support before it's too late. You deserve to feel supported and heard. reach out to 988, 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline Missouri.
Farming's hard. To feed the world, farmers have to work the land, brave the elements, and fight the battle against weeds. Weeds reduce crop yield, so prices go up and everybody gets less to eat. But 50 years ago, farmers got a new tool to fight weeds, glyphosate. It kills weeds while protecting the harvest. Time and again, it has been approved by the EPA and by leading regulatory bodies around the world. It helps enable practices that reduce erosion and keep soil healthy, which is good for the earth. Farming's hard, but it's a little easier with glyphosate. Learn more at go.bayer.com/glyphosate, paid for by Bayer.
That has been the Brownfield Commentary and Midday Livestock Report. It is now time for a look at updated funeral announcements and being brought to you as a courtesy of Your World Today. Serving Salem and Dent County for over 30 years, Your World Today is 4 pages of information that will take you about 5 minutes to read, and they are available in over 40 locations in Salem and in Bunker, and online at our website, ksmoradio.com. Your World Today. Be sure and pick one up every weekday or check it out online. Louise Colvin of Rolla passed away Tuesday, April 8th at the age of 95 years. Funeral services for Louise Colvin will be at 11 o'clock Saturday at the Rolla Chapel of James Gar Mortuary. Visitation for family and friends of Louise Colvin will be this evening starting at 5 and continuing till 7 at the James Gar Chapel in Rolla. Entry will be at the Beaver Creek Cemetery, Rolla. And all arrangements for Louise Colvin of Rolla are under the direction of the James Gar Mortuary of Rolla. Charles Allen Bud Carringer of Davisville passed away Tuesday, April 1st, at the age of 87 years. Celebration of life for Bud Carringer will be at 2 o'clock Sunday afternoon at the Britton Bennett Funeral Home in Steelville, with visitation for family and friends also Sunday afternoon from 1 until service time at 2 o'clock. The family has chosen cremation as the final disposition. And all arrangements for Charles Allen Bud Carringer of Davisville are under the direction of the Britton Bennett Funeral Home of Steelville. That has been a look at updated funeral announcements brought to you as a courtesy of Your World Today. Your World Today is the only daily news flyer in Dent County. It is available in over 40 locations in Salem and in Bunker. And be sure and check out Your World Today online at our website, ksmoradio.com. Your World Today has been serving Dent County for over 30 years, and the best part about it is absolutely free.
What's the fastest way for you to get yourself up to date on the latest in news, sports, weather, and obituaries that cost you absolutely nothing? It's Your World Today. Serving Salem and Dent County now for over 20 years, Your World Today is 4 pages of information that will take you about 5 minutes to read, and they're available in over 30-plus locations in Salem and in Bunker. Your World Today. Pick one up every weekday. They're free!
It is now time for a look at local news, and it's being brought to you by Southwest Baptist University's Salem campus. SBU Salem campus provides quality higher education close to home for residents of Dent County and the surrounding area. For more on degrees and programs, stop by SBU Salem campus today at 501 South Grand Street, or you can call them at 573-729-7071. I'm Bob Parsons reporting. The Dent County Commission met Thursday morning at the courthouse. Dent County Collector Shannon Van Kirk was in with the March monthly report for add-on, collections, and abatements. She also said since the Dent County Fire Protection District bond issue passed, there will be an increase in the amounts of those applying for the senior tax credit, as bond indebtedness cannot be forgiven as it is not an assessment against the property. She also said she is working out the kinks in the online application for the senior tax credits, as it continues to be a work in progress. Van Kirk says 170 applications have been picked up to date, with about 60 of them being completed and submitted. Grant Wilson from Representative Jason Smith's office was in attendance and said Smith and other congressional leaders sent a letter to President Trump asking him to declare disaster assistance for the areas affected by the March tornadoes. He said the Ways and Means Committee heard from Jamison Greer, the U.S. Trade Representative, who said trade policies that went in effect are to help and protect American workers. The goal is to have equal trade with other nations and thus the higher tariffs. And now over 70 countries have come to the table to negotiate new tariffs and trade agreements. Wilson used the example of the old Briggs & Stratton plant in Raleigh that closed, and those local jobs were sent to Mexico and China, meaning 450 people lost their jobs due to those nations having favorable trade with the U.S. In the road report, District 1 Commissioner Keith Green said rock will be added and grading done on Dent County Road 2490, while grading will also be done on County Roads 4220 and 5680. He said brush should be cut on County Road 5390, and a crew would be taking out the backhoe to clean out culverts and remove debris from bridges moving toward the bunker area. Green also said a mirror would be repaired on one of the graders. District 2 Commissioner Jimmy Williams said his crew would be adding rock and grading Dent County Roads 2390, 6120, and 6123, while another crew would be doing bridge repair and cutting ditches on Dent County Road 3260. He said a crew would be installing a driveway culvert on Dent County Road 3210 and adding rock to that road as well. Williams said repairs will be made to County Road 2500 that suffered washout damage in the last storm, and they'll also be installing a Children at Play sign on County Road 3233. Presiding Commissioner Gary Larson attended the MRPC meeting Thursday night, as well as the TAC, External Relations Committee, and Phelps County Public Housing Authority meetings. He also wanted to remind everyone that on June 14th, there'll be an electronics recycling and tire collection at Brewer Sites in Rolla from 8 in the morning till 12 noon. Dent County Clerk Angie Curley wanted to thank everyone involved with the election on Tuesday, as it went very smooth, with a little over 15% of the eligible registered voters participating. She said some people were confused on the fire district bond issue, as they thought they could vote on this issue since it said the Dent County Fire Protection District, but they didn't live in the actual district boundaries and were not eligible to vote. Curley said the election harassment bill in the Missouri House of Representatives passed and is being sent to the Missouri Senate. Dent County Health Department Administrator Zach Moser gave the commissioners an update on the measles outbreak in Texas, and also told the commission they could do drug testing of the Road and Bridge Department employees starting at 7 o'clock in the morning. Commissioner Larson said each month 2 employees are chosen to randomly be tested. Moser said the health department cost to be $16 per employee. The commission voted to cancel the drug testing services with TOMO and begin using the Dent County Health Department immediately. The commission also signed the service agreement between GIS National LLC and the county regarding customers' desire to engage the company to perform certain administrative services for medical plans. There is no cost to the county, and this agreement falls under the MAGIC Consortium Health Insurance Group. Due to the commissioners, clerk, and treasurer attending the MAC Legislative Conference at the Capitol, there will be no commissioners meeting on Monday. The next meeting of the Dent County Commission will be Thursday morning at 9 o'clock at the courthouse, and the meeting will be open to the public. Salem Area Board of Education will hold its reorganizational meeting Thursday at 5:30 at the Salem Upper Elementary Library. After the call to order, the board will certify the election results with no election necessary pursuant to RSMO 115.124. Newly elected members will be sworn in by the Secretary of the Board. Superintendent Dr. Nate Wills will act as temporary chairman for the election of the new board president and vice president. The new board president will then preside over the election of the secretary and treasurer. The board will elect the MSBA delegate and alternate, followed by adjournment of the reorganizational meeting. The regular board meeting will then be called to order, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance and the approval of the agenda and the consent agenda. The Salem Upper Elementary Musical will be recognized, followed by the superintendent's report by Dr. Wills. CSIP goals will be addressed in all reports, followed by updates on the FEMA building, insurance, budget, building roofs, construction trades, HVAC, and buses. Student surveys will be reviewed, plus there will be a tornado warning debriefing. Administrative reports will be presented for William Lynch, upper elementary, middle school, high school, athletics and activities, special education, technology, and maintenance. New business will include approval of the Career Ladder Plan, declaring bus number 12 as surplus property for the end of the school year, declaring old choir attire as surplus property, approval of Alcorn Therapy and Consulting for OT/PT services, and approval of insurance renewal. Hires, resignations, and transfers will be considered before adjourning and moving into executive session to consider personnel and student issues. The reorganizational meeting and the regular meeting of the Salem Authority Board of Education will be open to the public. The City of Salem Administrative Building and Utility Office will be delaying their opening on Monday afternoon to 1 o'clock to accommodate necessary system maintenance. During this time, the offices will be unable to process payments or conduct transactions, and staff will have limited access to Internet services. However, residents may continue to make utility payments using the following methods: the online payment portal by going to www.salemo.com/city, automated phone system by calling 1-888-443-4087, or the drop box located in the drive-thru. The city appreciates the community's patience as they work to ensure the continued security and reliability of their systems. For questions, please contact the utility office at 573-729-4117. Intercounty Electric Cooperative recently announced their annual Washington, D.C. Youth Tour winners and Jefferson City's Cycle Tour participants following their interviews. The Youth Tour is an all-expense-paid trip to our nation's capital, and selected this year from Licking was Carson Walker. McKenna Faulkner was chosen from Salem. Valerie Liang was selected from Rolla, and Ariella Tarvin was chosen from St. James. Congratulations to these winners. The students not selected for the Washington, D.C. Youth Tour are eligible to go on an all-expense-paid trip to participate in the Cooperative Youth Conference and Leadership Experience, also referred to as Cycle, in Jefferson City. These students include Riley Remster and Knox Smith from Salem, Noah Umfleet and Sadie Hutzel from Licking, Katie Carpenter from St. James, and Maria Polizzi and Lucas Barnes from Rolla. Congratulations to all these students, as well as the Youth Tour winners and Cycle winners in Mountain Grove, Houston, Plato, Summersville, and Kabul. If you'd like to learn more about the Youth Essay Contest, held each February, which is for high school juniors only, you can contact Intercounty Electric at 866-621-3679. Missouri State Fair Director Jason Moore announced that 62 youth selected from Missouri 4-H and FFA State Fair exhibitors will be awarded scholarships by the Missouri State Fair and Youth and Agriculture Committee. These students are seeking higher education at a university or college of their choice and will be recognized on April 24th during the annual State FFA Convention in Columbia. Scholarship applicants were evaluated in a variety of areas, including Missouri State Fair participation, grade point average, community involvement, and leadership roles. Since 1992, the Youth and Agriculture Committee has now awarded 941 scholarships totaling $1,190,250. The scholarships are funded through the generosity of youth and agricultural sponsors and buyers of the livestock sold during the annual Sale of Champions, and the sponsors and buyers list is available online. A portion of each animal's total sale value is allocated to the scholarship program. Chosen to receive a $1,750 scholarship sponsored by Youth and Agriculture supporters is Raymond Cunningham of Salem. The Youth and Agriculture Committee is comprised of volunteers from across the state to work throughout the year to raise funds for the annual Sale of Champions auction and scholarships. And congratulations go out to Ray Cunningham. Well, that has been a look at local news, and it was brought to you by SBU Salem Campus at 501 South Grand Street, where they offer degrees in nursing, which is an RN bridge program, criminal justice, and elementary education. For more about SBU's Salem Campus, contact them at 573-729-7071.
Southwest Baptist University campus in Salem provides quality higher education close to home for residents of Dent County and the surrounding areas. The classes at SBU Salem campus are taught in the afternoon and evenings, making a degree attainable for people who are in the workforce or can't afford to go off to get a degree. We offer degrees in nursing, which is an RN bridge program, criminal justice, elementary education. For more information on the degrees and programs, please contact admissions counselor Chris Welch to schedule an appointment as a prospective or returning student. You may call 573 729-7071.
Are you a renter that has always dreamed of owning your own home but aren't sure where to start? Town & Country Bank can help. With our local lending team, Town & Country Bank has been helping renters make their dreams come true by giving them the tools they need to own their very own home. I'm Andrew Wynn with Town & Country Bank. Stop by today and let us help you take the first step to home ownership. Town & Country Bank. Smart, friendly solutions. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS 899641.
This is St. Louis Blues broadcaster Chris Kerber inviting you to follow all the exciting action of St. Louis Blues hockey this season. If you can't make it to the game, the next best thing is being there listening here on your Ozark sports leader, KSMO Radio in Salem, Missouri. Your radio home for the St. Louis Blues.
Why'd I go to the doctor? One day at the firehouse, I was so lightheaded I could barely stand. Even my crew noticed. Getting checked out was the right call. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit NoTimeToWait.com, sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Hey, it's Fitz from the Country Top 40 Countdown. In case you missed us last weekend, Dylan Scott had the #1 song in country music with This Town's Been Too Good to Us. Can he make it a repeat week at the top? Well, he's going to have to beat out a couple of country music's biggest like Morgan Wallen and Low Cash because they're all going for that #1 ring with the bling. We'll see you this weekend for all the hits on the Country Top 40 with Fitz right here.
Country Top 40.
It is now time for a look at local and regional sports, being brought to you as courtesy of your Ozark sports leader, KSMO. Blake Edwards threw a 5-inning, 2-hit shutout as the Salem Baseball Tigers won their 3rd straight game, beating Houston 10-0. Edwards finished with 9 strikeouts and a walk as Salem banged out 9 hits, led by Cash Howard with 2 hits and 2 RBIs, and Briar Bobbitt with 2 hits and an RBI. Roy Stevens and Hayden Ragsdale each had 2 RBI singles in the game as the Tigers go to 6-2-1 on the year and 2-0 in the SCA Conference. Salem will host Cabool Monday afternoon at 4:30. The Salem Lady Softball Tigers scored 9 runs in the bottom of the 6th inning to break open a 14-14 game and beat the Cabool Lady Bulldogs Thursday at Salem City Park 23-15. The Lady Tigers were led by Elena Norris with 3 hits and 5 RBIs and Bailey Mahurin with 3 hits and 4 RBIs. Raven Gillum had 4 hits and 2 RBIs for Salem, who improves to 7-4 and are now 1-1 in the SCA Conference. The Lady Tigers will host East Carter today at 4:30 at the Salem City Park Field. That game can be heard on KSMO Radio AM 1340 or on FM 95.7 and video streamed on KSMO Media, including KSMORadio.com, KSMO Stream Facebook, and KSMO YouTube, starting with Tiger Talk and Coach Cody Woody around 4:15. At the Salem Tennis Invitational, held Wednesday at the Salem City Park, the Salem Tigers won the Invitational over Mountain Grove, 13 points to 12 points. J.J. Smith and Braden Gapsch took first individually in doubles. The Tennis Tigers will be at Mountain Grove today at 4 o'clock. The Salem golf team participated in the Salem Invitational yesterday and placed second out of 6 schools with a score of 438, just 27 points behind the overall team winner, St. James. Individual medalists for Salem include Aiden Summers with an 80, Atticus Gibbons with 83, and Daniel Black with 83. Salem will next compete at the Cabool Invitational next Tuesday in Cabool. St. Louis Cardinals had Thursday off and will host the Philadelphia Phillies this weekend, starting tonight right after Salem Lady Tiger softball on KSMO. On Saturday and Sunday, the Cards and Phillies will tangle again, starting at 12:20 on both days, on both games, and they can both be heard right here on KSMO. Jonathan India's RBI single tied the game in the 7th inning, and Bobby Witt's sacrifice fly later that inning brought in the go-ahead and eventual game-winning run as the Kansas City Royals beat the Minnesota Twins Thursday 3-2. The Royals begin a 3-game series in Cleveland tonight. The St. Louis Blues will be at Seattle Saturday night to face the Kraken starting at 8:30 on KSMO. The Blues are one win away from clinching a playoff spot. And that has been a look at local regional sports brought to you as a courtesy of KSMO. Stay tuned for Look at Sports from the Missouri Net.
Missouri Net Sports. I'm Bill Pollock. The Royals beat the Twins 3-2, taking 3 out of 4 in the series, down 2-1 in the 7th. Jonathan India singled in a run after a 10-pitch at-bat against Cole Sands.
I mean, he was just throwing good pitches. Had to foul some off. Wasn't hitting that great this series and just had a battle. That's bottom line. Team needed me there, and I came through for them.
Then Bobby Witt hit a sacrifice fly to put the Royals ahead.
Great at-bat India put together the at-bat before, and so just wanted to kind of build off that and kind of pass the baton to me and then do that. Everyone's trying to do their job and just trying to get things done.
The Royals are 7-6. Chris Bubich, who has won 2 of those games, starts the series opener in Cleveland this evening. And the Cardinals will turn to Andre Pallante in the series opener against the Phillies. St. Louis lost 2 of 3 in Pittsburgh. They dropped to 5-7. Mizzou's football season opener against Central Arkansas being moved to Thursday, August 28th. This will be the 4th straight year the Tigers are opening in primetime. Mizzou with a 10-game winning streak at Faurot Field, and they carry a 12-game home sellout streak into this opener. The Tigers are coming off back-to-back 10-plus win seasons, posting a 21-5 record, which is tied for 3rd best in program history over a 2-year stretch. The St. Louis Battlehawks are home again on Sunday, facing the D.C. Defenders. Both teams are 2-0 with 57 points. St. Louis leads the UFL in scoring and has also allowed a league-low 15 points scored against them. Head coach Anthony Becht.
Their defense is, high risk, high reward type of deal, and they play tough. So it's a huge challenge for us, and we have to have our antennas up, for a very good divisional opponent.
And the Blues are in Seattle Saturday to face the Kraken. Just 2 games left on the schedule, and the Blues control their playoff destiny. Only one team in the Western Conference has a chance to pass the Blues. That's the Calgary Flames. They have 4 games to play, and the Blues are 5 points ahead of Calgary for a wild card position. Bill Pollock, Missouri Net Sports.
Help DEA keep our communities safe and healthy by participating in National Prescription Drug Take-Back Day, Saturday, April 26th. Take action right in your own home by cleaning out your medicine cabinet of unneeded medications. Keep them safe, clean them out, take them back. Find a collection site near you at DEATakeback.com. Do your part to lower overdose deaths and prevent prescription drug misuse before it starts. That's DEATakeback.com.
It's the 50th anniversary of Missouri Net. Hall of Fame sports broadcaster John Rooney worked for the network in the early years.
Congratulations to Learfield, Missouri Net, 50 years. I don't know where the time went, but it's unbelievable where Missouri Net evolved into the Tiger Network and then on to Learfield Sports, and how big that has become over the years, out of the little area of Jefferson City, Missouri. To say I was a part of that, I'm quite proud.
Stay tuned to KSMO. I've got news from the Missouri Net coming up in 1 minute, and that'll be followed by your latest KSMO weather forecast after the top of the 1 o'clock hour.
Sometimes when we're dealing with mental health challenges, it might seem like we can handle them on our own at first. But let's face it, waiting until they spiral into a crisis, it's only going to add layers to the struggle. You don't have to face it alone. When you're unsure of who to go to or where to turn, just remember, 988 is there for you. Don't hesitate to seek support before it's too late. You deserve to feel supported and heard. Reach out to 988, 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline Missouri.
Our farmers feed us all. For generations, they've done what's best for the land. So why is the litigation industry threatening Missouri farmers' go-to crop protection tool? Without glyphosate-based herbicides, crop yields will drop, costs will soar, and we'll all see even higher grocery bills. Farmers need to be supported, not controlled. To keep glyphosate available in our state, go to TakeControlMissouri.com. Paid for by Modern Ag Alliance in support of Missouri farmers.
With News on Missouri Net, I'm Marshall Griffin. A plane crashed Thursday in southwest Missouri, killing one person and critically injuring another. The Missouri State Highway Patrol says the single-engine plane crash happened in Stone County. The area of the crash was not at an airfield, so first responders cut a path to get to the wreckage. The plane reportedly hit an electric line on the way down. Flooding concerns around the St. Louis area have receded with the water. KMOX Radio's Maria Kino reports.
National Weather Service hydrologist Mark Fuse tells KMOX all of the crests were less than what we had back in November.
That one at the Big River was moderate, a middle range moderate flood. It was, a lot of roads were flooded. For the most part, structures were left alone from that flood. And the Merrimack River was up there, but for the most part, it wasn't huge. Some of the more significant flooding we had was along the Merrimack River, both at Eureka and Valley Park.
And Missouri is moving closer to banning cities from enacting stricter regulations on tobacco, nicotine, and e-cigarette sales than the state. This is Missouri Net.
Hey, wouldn't it be great if life came with a remote control? You could hit pause when you needed to, or hit rewind, like that time you knocked down that wasp's nest. Uh-oh. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. With early diagnosis and a few healthy changes, you can stop prediabetes before it leads to type 2 diabetes. To learn your risk, take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
Each year, underground utility lines are damaged because those lines were not marked prior to digging. Hitting an underground utility line can cause serious injury, it could disrupt service to you and other customers, and it could potentially result in fines and repair costs. I'm Commissioner John Mitchell of the Missouri Public Service Commission. Missouri law requires anyone digging underground to notify Missouri 811 before any excavation work begins. Remember, you must contact Missouri 811 before you dig. It's free and it's the law.
Dig safely, it's the law.
Hey, it's Fitz from the Country Top 40 Countdown.